I hope it
tomorrow.
rains.
Yeah,
I want
sorry,
it to
guys,
rain.
with the weather. Hey guys, welcome to the Vampire Diaries After Show here on theStream.tv. Everyone's humanity is back on, so it's a good night. It is a good night. I'm happy to report that. I'm your host, Meghan Lamontagne, joined by my Vampirelicious co-host. To my left, lovely Jessica Hickam. To my right, Melinda Hale.
I like adjusting.
And Rachel Rowland. What are you laughing at,
I'm laughing
girlfriend?
because I just realized what you said about it being shifted over there.
like,
And so, sorry.
Oh, this
Trying
is,
to get
We're just
comfortable.
distracted.
let's
Yeah,
just,
what
are you doing?
I'm
Let's
just
just
here.
get comfortable.
Anyways.
So much to chat about tonight. First and foremost, do you think, this is a complete game changer, do you think that Damon is going to take the cure with Elena? I did not see that coming.
He can't. He would die.
I don't
know that
even
he
know-
would get old, and we know that he
I
wouldn't be able
really
to live.
would love
So
to see that though.
But I don't know why they're playing out this storyline unless there's some kind of witch magic that can fix the fact that he's going to age right away when he takes the cure,
Right.
because that's what happened with Catherine,
I
which
mean,
is
Catherine
why
was
she
significantly
died.
older
Wait
than
a
them,
second.
but still.
Wait a second,
Yeah,
though. Do they know that that's what happened to
Yeah,
Catherine?
remember? Because
Yeah.
they were trying to fix it for
Yeah,
her.
they were like, why
trying
is she
to.
getting old? Like her hair was
But
falling
does
out.
Elena know that that's what happened to Catherine?
Yeah,
was there.
they all.
No, what
all
I'm saying
know.
is, but that wouldn't even work. Of that, if it's Elena leaving, like Damon's not going to leave with her. Like, how is Elena going to leave the show if they both take the cure?
Or you know
like
what?
ride off
it-
on a horse
there's just
together,
no
happily
way it's
ever
gonna play
after.
out.
I could see Damon doing this. Damon is playing an act right now. He's going to take the cure. I'm going to take it right after you, and then not.
He won't.
And he's going to
Be
compel her.
so mad. I would be
No, because
so
he's
mad.
Gonna compel her. He's going to compel her. I'm
That would
telling
be
you.
so annoying, though. Then he's controlling her life way too much. I say no go on that one.
I just really hope that we don't guess it. Like, there's just a part of me that it's like, I really want her, like, she's the main character leaving. Like, I don't want any of us to be able to figure it out. Like, I want it to be so, like, holy crap, what just happened?
But it is heartbreaking because tonight you could see Damon just confessing his love. Like he said, when I see 5 years down the road, I see you. And she clearly was like, well, she does still see a future. And that's just a bad start to her, continuing of her 5-year
Right.
relationship anyways.
So someone just brought up a good point on YouTube. Rakea Ware said Catherine only aged because Silas drained the cure from her. Is that
Wait.
what happened?
We looked to our history, girl.
We're all like, Melinda's like, what's the all-knowing?
Gosh.
But is that, it was a long time ago, guys, so bear with us. But I think
don't
she was
remember
going to
that.
age either way, even though he did take the cure from her. Didn't he drain her blood? And that's what
aged her.
aged.
There's so much that happened.
But honestly, I feel like Vampire Diaries, like bless the writers' hearts, they make things up as they go.
They're like,
Right.
oh,
you know what
we
I mean?
gotta
So
connect
we honestly don't know what's going to happen to Damon. I mean, very
That's
well.
a really good
I don't
theory.
think there's any way that Damon would take the cure.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think he
I
is
don't think
because
there's
we
any
know
way.
he's going to stay on the show. But I still really like that theory. So thank you for bringing that up because that's an interesting point too. It could be that they're going to be fine.
Yeah, that is an interesting point.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it would just surprise me. It just surprised me. My pants are so bright right now.
I feel like that whole Silas and then the Travelers part, you're hilarious. Oh my
We are
gosh.
all over the place.
But I feel like that whole Silas and the Travelers part of Vampire Diaries is such a blur to me because I couldn't really follow what was happening.
Well, and I thought that they like kind of concluded that storyline so well that I've like moved on from it. So now to go
Right.
back and be
Right.
like, what were all the specifics
Right,
of that?
right.
It's hard to retrace the exact steps that they took the cure in.
Exactly.
So long ago.
So that will be definitely interesting to see next week. But we also had the big Stefan and Caroline scene. Stefan, she ends up finding out that, he turned his humanity back on and really got emotional. Like, I felt like I was on the verge of tears, just like we were all when Mrs. Forbes died.
It
Like,
was an emotional episode tonight. Like,
It really
I think
was.
that's why we're all so goofy because we just need to like decompress
Right.
after all the
Right.
emotion that happened tonight.
The thing about Stefan, though, he's not very good at hiding it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it
you
was
could
very
totally tell.
obvious that your humanity was back on. Like, come on, guy.
Can I just say, like, it is really starting to bug me that he lets this girl walk away every time. Like, I'm
I
like,
know.
you are the Prince Charming. You grab her and say, no, it's going to be okay.
I know. Why do you think that is? I mean, clearly we know Stefan has feelings for Caroline and
I don't
vice
think
versa.
he has as much feelings.
Do you
as
not
he
think so?
used
You have
to.
always
Why would
been
he
saying
choose that
that.
moment when he's talking to Mrs. Forbes about...
I think he cares about her. There's no dispute in that. And I think, he loves her in the way that I love you girls. But I don't think that we even said,
No.
we're like, I don't think he's that into it anymore.
Right.
But
I
I don't
agree
know.
with
Could
you.
be wrong. I don't know.
Because,
I don't know.
I just couldn't believe that that was the actual letter that got burned.
Right.
Like,
that
that
was super
broke
sad.
my heart. And the fact, I really thought there was going to be something like Elena made it sort of a thing, or she planned for it to not be the real letter, just so they could kind of play an act on
Right,
Caroline.
right.
Yeah.
But I really honestly think
I was
that was the
surprised.
letter.
Yeah.
I mean, it broke my heart, but I think it was such a good moment because it was a moment that triggered her back to turning back her humanity on. But it also, it made it so meaningful because they ended it with her mom so well that she needs to hold on to that now. And so I thought giving it even more, it wasn't going to do anything. It was just going to be more of her telling her she loved her and she was proud of her, which they already gave us in such a beautiful way that I didn't need the letter, even though I wanted it.
I need
needed
the letter.
the letter.
I need the letter.
definitely
Do you
needed
guys
the letter.
need the letter?
I wanted the letter, but I
need the
didn't
letter.
need the letter.
What do you think,
I
the
think that
letter
was her.
said?
I think they put that there so that she would never fall back into turning her humanity off again. Like, no matter how hurtful she is. Like,
But then I think it's a risk because knowing Caroline, she's going to live the rest of her life knowing that she burned her mother's last words.
Well, but
Right.
Stefan
You
lives
know?
with the fact that he killed hundreds of people every day.
But he didn't know them. It's different.
Oh,
It's
he
not
did
your
know some
mom.
of them.
Not like the way you know your mother. It's not
I
the
know, but I
same.
still think that like that's what happens when you turn your humanity off. You
have to
make
accept
bad
the
choices.
Right.
Yeah. And if she had turned her humanity on without any consequences, it would have been like, oh, okay. Like,
Right.
Caroline gets out of it again.
I
You know?
still feel like maybe there's a way we can see the letter. Not obviously
You're not giving up.
with Bonnie's magic, just kind of push it back
Magic back
together.
in the ashes.
you know, that
love
might work.
Right.
No, but
Bonnie's not doing any magic for anybody
Oh my
anymore.
gosh, she was so
she's
angry.
Bonnie was angry. We will get to that. I just wanted to ask you guys, what do you think now is going to happen that Stefan and Caroline have their humanity back on? Are we going to see sympathetic Stefan like we always do, taking care of Caroline? Are they going to fall back in love or whatever, or are they just going to stay friends? Like, where do we see this going?
I don't know. I think it's going to get really dicey for the next couple of episodes, or at least I think it should be because they've been through this traumatic experience together
Yeah.
now. I don't know. I
think
don't
they're
think
gonna,
it's
I
going to
think
be
they're
easy.
gonna be good. I just don't understand. He just gives her so much space. Like, you made the joke that you were like, okay, you go do that. I'll talk to you when you're done being
I'll
upset.
be here. I'll be here just hanging out.
Like, it's like you would think she's going through such a hard time right now that he would be like going after her.
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna last.
Right. You know how I feel anyway, but I think that Caroline's going to feel kind of embarrassed and ashamed to
Yeah.
move forward with Stefan. I don't think she's going to want to pursue a relationship anymore because she's going to feel like she's this basket case that has to take care of, and I think she's going to remember all the things that happened and just feel really embarrassed.
And that's why he has to go after her.
I don't think he will, though.
And I'm back to
I
that. They
think-
slept together while they both had their humanity turned off, and that would just be not fun to like wake up from and realize
Right,
that you
right.
gave that away, and it was supposed to be so special.
Right.
Yeah, I know. There's so many different ways this could go. And then we brought up Bonnie for like a hot second, but yeah, like the poor girl. Just I feel like ever since she's come back into this realm, she's just had to just be so angry all the time. And man, I don't blame her, but I mean, on set that must have been exhausting having to be that angry
Right.
like for hours and hours. But I still think it's always so cute when Damon, he even said in the midst of their argument, he's like, Bon Bon.
Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
love
That
oh my
was
God.
hilarious.
So now that Elena's going to be leaving the show, and do we see Bonnie having more of a prominent role, I guess, or
I hope
staying?
so, because she wasn't here at all
I know,
pretty much this season.
She's
know.
been out of the show as far as like so disconnected from the show for so long now. I don't know. And now that Elena's leaving, it's kind of sad because we'll never see the Caroline, Bonnie, Elena dynamic
Right.
again.
Yeah.
Right.
That's really sad to me because I loved their
I
relationship.
think
Yes.
we'll see it. They'll bring it back for us, like maybe in the last couple of episodes before Elena leaves. They have to bring that trio back,
Right.
and
Oh,
for
yeah.
some
So-
old
Right.
good times' sake.
Well, they did show that picture from her final episode where she was with Kat Graham and Candice Accola, and they were all crying together.
Yeah.
So it does seem like we're gonna have a
Hopefully.
moment.
And I lost the comment of who said it because they're just coming in so quickly. Love you guys. But someone did say that. They were confused of why didn't Bonnie want Elena to take the cure? Like you would think Bonnie would be like, go be
All
human.
for it.
Yeah,
That's
and so
so
they brought up a
true.
good point of that why
That's
was
so
she
true.
so against it?
because I think she's just on this mission right now to like get rid of like all the
all the other
heretic.
heretics.
I think
Heretics, you got
yeah.
it.
Which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
why I think she will be a prominent part of this next season
That's
because
true.
she's probably going to be
You're
one of the
so
people that's
right.
going to be combating them.
You're
I hope
very
so
right.
because it'd be nice to like finally have her back in the fold of everything. I don't know.
Exactly. Before we move on, I just want to give a big thank you and a huge shout out to VampireDiariesOnline.com. You guys are fantastic. Always posting our after show, always posting on social media, always retweeting us, and we absolutely love your website. So if you haven't checked them out already, what are you waiting for? Because you need to. Okay, so Mama Salvatore, still a ripper, but she's starting to have this weird dynamic with Enzo. Not weird, because I guess they had it originally, but you know, we're seeing this. Is Sarah just gone now?
Yeah,
Like,
apparently she's just out.
Did she just peace
I
out?
feel like Enzo is going to be her Robin to Batman.
Or
Like, I
is
think
it gonna
Enzo's
be,
going to be like the little.
is it going to be
partner
a
in crime.
lover relationship or like a mother-son relationship?
Oh,
I
mother-son
hope it's
relationship.
mother-son because
It could be like Damon with, what was the girl who died from the werewolf bite, the vampire? And they like randomly fell in love. She was a vampire too.
Oh, Rose?
Rose. It could be like a Rose relationship.
I think.
But that'd be gross.
But here's what I think is going to happen.
mean,
I
I think
think
that'd be
Enzo is going to be a son character or a son role to Mama Salvatore.
Yeah.
And it's going to drive Damon and Stefan up a wall. And I see
That's
them.
a good point.
Yeah, I just see them just being devastated and hurt and wanting to just, you know, rip their heads off.
Are any of you guys Vampire Lestat fans, like Anne Rice?
Yes.
Nope.
I know
Yes?
one or two.
Well, there's a similar relationship in that storyline, and I kind
Yes.
of wonder if that's where they're going with it. If it's going to be kind of following Anne Rice for all you fans out there. I'm the
it
one
would
who
be
always
kinda
brings
nice.
up
It
this
would be
obscure
kinda nice
But
reference.
nobody
they-
knows, yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
There is a
No, I
similar
hear you.
relationship. Yeah.
and I think that would be interesting because they definitely kind of do a little Twilight feel to it. So, because Anne Rice is a lot darker with
Right.
her like vampire and like kind of grungier.
Who the hell is Anne Rice?
No.
No, am I supposed to know who that is?
Yes, she's like
What was that movie? They made a movie about one
Interview
of
with
them.
a Vampire.
And, yes.
with Brad Pitt,
You
Tom
don't know
Cruise.
Interview with the Vampire?
No, I've heard
Oh.
of it. I just love TVD
I
so
will
much.
bring
All the
it
other
for you.
vampires.
She's like,
Bull
no.
crap.
I
could
will
just
bring
go.
it for you.
Okay.
It's like a great vampire series, very dark.
Yeah.
The whole nine.
Can I just say though, I've been totally not about what's her name, Mama Salvatore. We've been
Yeah,
calling her Mama
that's what
Salvatore.
we
I have not trusted her, not been a fan of her. But that one moment where she was like kind of crying about being Ripper status, I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, now I'm really confused about
Right.
you.
I think she's protecting herself and protecting her family, but it's somehow all connected to these heretics.
I did not trust her at all up to that moment, and then I was like, okay, now I'm confused.
I know, but it will be interesting to see how it unfolds.
What's new?
So I want to go real quick, round robin before commercial break. Who do we miss that we don't see a lot in the show right now? Like, what characters that you wish that
Like
had more
over
of a
all
storyline?
7, 6
No,
seasons,
no,
5
no,
seasons,
no.
four
Or just
seasons?
this
No,
Just like,
like
Or just
who?
this-
Like,
I was about to be like Catherine.
no, but Kai. Do you want Kai to come back? For me, I wish we saw more of Joe and Alaric. Like they're just
yeah.
kind of a side story.
Yeah, they're very much a side
I know we
story.
loved Kai. Is there any other characters that are kind of current but we haven't really seen? Like,
oh, I'm still missing Jeremy.
yeah.
I really liked those dynamics, like the Tyler, Matt, Jeremy, and then the Elena, Bonnie, Caroline, back like when they were core and in high school. I just loved those relationships, and I kind of don't feel those anymore.
I could always use more Matt on screen.
See, Melissa,
God.
Took his shirt
we
off
were
tonight.
like
I know, we
waiting
looked
for
at
it
her
because we
like-
were like,
I
Oh my
was
God.
all set. Like, that made my night. Okay, guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we will see you right after.
Just in case you missed it live, In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
So this is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
The more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy, it was hot, it was heated, I was into it.
You are gonna be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama, tell them don't go ahead and turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on theStream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
Oh, yeah. Hey guys, welcome back. We were still discussing who we missed on the show. We were talking about Liv and Luke, right? Oh my gosh.
Well,
Luke
Luke
is gone.
Dead. He's
Luke
in
is
Kai.
gone.
Where's Liv?
Where's Liv? I don't even know. But right now, it's time to get to your fan questions. My favorite part of the after show. So what do we got going on, Rach?
Okay. Here we go. First we have @Gracie_forever. She asked, at the end of season 6, I really want a massive fight with the heretics against everyone else. Originals, witches, and vamps.
Ooh.
I think that's a great, and I actually was thinking of that when we talked about missing Kai. I definitely think he's going to be a vampire witch. I think that they turned him.
I think
And I think he's going to come back. I think he's going to end up being one of the leaders of the group. I think it's going to be a huge war, and I think it's going to be amazing.
See, I don't know if they're gonna go like the route of a war between all of the supernatural sides, because that's getting into the originals territory way too much. The originals is all about like the witches, the werewolves, and the vampires fighting. And that's like the basis of the storyline.
A massive crossover episode.
Yeah, I just don't think I see them
amazing.
going there because it's too similar.
It is too much. But something big's obviously going to happen with
but
the
I
heretics.
do agree that
and
Kai
Kai's definitely turned.
I think that's a great point.
We hopefully have not seen the last of Kai because we would all cry.
I love him.
I
He's so
know.
great.
He's
I'm
phenomenal.
surprised he's been gone this long.
This long, because he was great.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so next we have from @Tiago_N_Silva asked, what is your opinion of what will happen to the Salvatore family going forward?
I liked the point whoever brought it up
But the Enzo will be
with
the
Enzo,
son. Yeah.
So the brothers will get jealous of Enzo, and then Damon is just going to be going through a heck of a time because he's going to be pissed at his mom, and also whatever is going to happen with Elena if she does take the cure.
He's going to be done
So
for.
he's going to be done for. Do you think that maybe Stefan could not convince, but do you think that Damon will be so hurt to the point of like turning off humanity status?
Because isn't Damon the only one that hasn't shut off his humanity?
He's always been
kind
bad.
of always
He's
been
just
bad.
That's so
I
true.
think
there
he'll
was
just go
the
back
scene-
to being bad.
There was that scene with Lexi in the 80s, right?
Well, no, that was when he was like wild and she helped train him to be like.
But I thought he
A
had
vegetarian or
didn't he
something.
have his
I don't think he's ever had his humanity off.
Interesting.
I
Okay.
think he's just going to go back to being the Damon we knew from the first 2 seasons.
Did he have his humanity off like
about time.
season 1 when we were first introduced to him?
I don't think so.
No,
because
No,
he
he
always
never
had
had it
those little
off.
glimpses of, oh, I shouldn't have
Hope.
done that, but I'm just going to see it through anyway. You know, like he kind of felt bad sometimes, but he
Right.
was just like, I'm still doing this. I'm going to see it through. It's already
Are
this
you
bad.
sure he
you
didn't
know?
have it off in the 80s? Because that's when Lexi found him, and that's when we see the whole like what unfolded between them.
Their friendship.
Yeah, well,
I think it was just that she helped him be like when they're like vegetarian vampires, like where they don't eat people. Like he was just eating people because he was a new vampire because what Stefan turned him, right?
Well, Stefan, they turned together. Catherine turned them.
Yeah, and I think it was just that she helped train him, both of them, at different times to like be good vampires.
Okay. Well, if you guys know or remember, because you guys are great, just let us know. Okay. What else we got
Okay,
going on?
so @Laney148 asks, will Mama Salvatore have a grudge against Sarah since her bloodline is from her husband getting the maid pregnant?
Whoa.
That is a good one, Laney.
That's a good question because I completely forgot about that. So
Maybe
the reason
that's
why we
Sarah's.
have Sarah Salvatore is it was sort of a whoopsie, you know, on the part of Lily's husband, who is
Hold on, wait.
right.
No, because
I
this
mean,
was
it's
a
just the-
different couple.
Sarah Salvatore was the result of Stefan and Damon's ancestor, and Damon thought he killed them. Remember?
No,
but
it was their uncle. It was their uncle Zach.
Yeah,
or
but it
their
was
nephew
like,
or whatever.
but he was like their way descendant.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
technically their nephew.
Right, but
So how is she
Damon
connected
thought
to
he
them?
killed both of them.
No, he thought he killed the wife.
But she was pregnant with
right,
the baby.
so he thought he killed the baby. Stefan took him to the hospital, saved the baby.
Saved the baby.
Mom died.
The mom
yeah.
died. Right.
Right.
How is Mama Salvatore connected to that couple, their uncle?
Well, it would be her descendant as well. So Sarah would be her
niece
lineage, just in the same way it is
What's
Stefan
this
and
maid stuff?
I know,
Why
that's
am
what I
not
was like, that was a
remembering
really
this?
good question, but I'm like, I don't know if that's the right connection, actually.
Right.
I think
No.
it might be.
And I'm the one that picked the question, so I should have did more research on it. I'm
I
just like,
don't
I'll
know.
ask it.
No,
I
I think, I mean, it's good to clarify because
Yeah.
this storyline has like really kind of gotten so muddled this season because we're not really sure what Sarah's whole deal is. Like, is she gone now for good? Or, I don't know. When I talked to the producers, like way back when, they were like, no, she has a purpose. This whole Enzo thing is going to play out and you guys are going to be really satisfied with it. But like, we still have no idea what her
Right.
big story is other than Stefan's protecting her.
I think there is something to do with the maid though, because now that you guys are bringing all this up, I'm having like I'm kind of remembering. We'll have.
Who's maid though?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't. What I'm saying is that I think it's like Mama Salvatore, and then the people that Stefan and Damon, whatever, were living with. I think they might be under Mama Salvatore.
Well,
Like
they
Mama
have to
Salvatore was like
be.
the great great grandmother or something. So I don't think it's that she was actually married. If it's closer, I feel like it would be Mama Salvatore's sister or brother.
But that would be too
Lainey,
old.
that was
That'd be
a
entirely
great
too old.
question.
It wouldn't
So
work.
what, Lainey, if you're watching right now, tweet us and
tell-
still
like,
use
put
the
the
hashtag
hashtag.
TVDAS. Just elaborate a little bit more. What episode we can go back to rewatch that storyline, because that's really good. And again, that's one that it kind of got lost in translation a little bit.
I'm looking on YouTube right now. We'll see
So
if
we
anybody
definitely
has
want to
clarity.
clarify that, because that's something that's important, especially if Sarah is going to come back and be a prominent part of this the last part of the season. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, okay, so, well, this is going back a little bit, but Vampire Diaries Online said that Damon did turn it off in the 50s with Enzo and
that one.
still had it off when Lexi found him in the 70s. He pretended to have turned it back on and tricked her. So that clarifies the Damon thing.
Right.
But let me see if I can clarify this whole maid issue.
Can I just make a hilarious shout out really quick that everybody for some reason is referring to Matt's shirt off thing of 50 Shades of Matt.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
gosh,
love it.
that's
Like,
really
I
funny.
absolutely love it.
50 Shades of
Christian
Matt.
Grey on
It's
DVD.
like a 2-second thing.
All right,
I
we
love
all
it.
loved it. Well, we
were
have
like,
a lot to look up from this episode, and please, if we are just missing anything or you guys remember something that we forgot, please tweet us. We love you all, and we will see you next week, same time, same place. We love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
My brain hurts.
We're a mess.
We are all over the place.
Hey guys, for more Vampire Diaries After Show, make sure you hit that button and subscribe to theStream.tv.